My name is François Monarcha. I'm Lebanese, living in Oslo. Mostly work in film, in the art department specifically. So this has been my first personal experience with a performance on my own. The project that I'm working on is a multidisciplinary performance that's gonna mix papier-mâché, video, and body movement and voice and sound. And it's gonna tackle subjects of identity, integration, of immigrants in Europe, and it's going to be through the scope of a purgatory as a cleansing, cleansing and transformative space. And I'm trying to focus on the emotional and psychological sides of integrating and changing one's identity to belong to this new place. Why this matters to me is because as an immigrant in Europe, I've kind of felt disoriented, and I felt that there's distance, and there's so much that I need to so much that I need to change and to adapt, and in a way being stuck between, or suspended more between two cultures, and it's like I don't belong in Europe in a way, but I don't belong in Lebanon anymore. So it's like this struggle of being in limbo or in between two places. So the kind of way that I came up with the idea for the project was when I read what Ettijahat were looking for, and it was about what it means to be European for people coming from Lebanese, Palestinian, Syrian, and Jordanian or other Arab countries' backgrounds. And yeah, I was kind of immersed in this theme. And I really felt that an experience I feel is shared among people coming from not only these backgrounds, but also immigrants in general, whether even they're from Europe or other places in the world, is that there's so much readapting and relearning ways that needs to be made in order to fit in a new country or a new, a new place you're living in. So yeah, after having thought about it, I was like, it sounds very much like this state of limbo. It kind of is very similar to what the purgatory in Christianity is, which is this in-between space between life and death. And what I'm hoping for people to leave with after having witnessed the performance is a little bit more understanding, or a little bit more empathy towards people who are in this state, this limbo state as immigrants, and kind of to raise questions of what it means to be an immigrant, the emotional and psychological effects, and So during the residency, I kind of did a small sample, a summary of what the performance is going to be like. And it was kind of walking through the rituals of purgatory and cleansing and whatnot. And what's next is that I hope I can be able to showcase it in Oslo. I'd like to ideally come back to Malmö and showcase it here if it's possible. And I was so glad to meet a few people, I was so glad to meet fellow residents, because I feel like The residency brought us together, and there's so much we can learn from each other, but also we can complement each other and complete each other in a way. So I'm hoping I could collaborate with other artists. And yeah, so I'm hoping to be able to showcase it either here or in Oslo or anywhere in Europe, or yeah.